Los Angeles Dodgers fans, hold on to your seats because things in the baseball world are heating up like never before. The latest buzz centers around one of the team's top sluggers, and the trade rumors swirling around him are nothing short of electric. There's a lot to unpack here, from potential moves to the strategic reasoning behind them, and every development seems to carry enormous weight for the Dodgers' future. Over the past few weeks, the organization has been active, not just in terms of roster changes, but in establishing the right balance between maintaining championship-level talent and preparing for long-term success. Multiple signings have already taken place, reports continue to emerge, and every new piece of news adds another layer of intrigue to the ever-evolving Dodgers landscape. At the heart of all this speculation is Tescar Hernandez, a player whose presence in the lineup cannot be understated. Despite reports suggesting that he could be part of a trade scenario, the general consensus within the organization seems to lean heavily toward keeping him. Dodgers management has been very clear in interviews that trading Tescar is not something they anticipate, though they have not entirely ruled out the possibility. This nuanced stance is critical because it shows that while the door may not be wide open, the conversation is far from closed. Hernandez's unique combination of power hitting and clutch performance makes him a cornerstone for the team, especially when games reach pivotal moments. His home run pace and ability to deliver in high-pressure situations have defined his value far beyond batting averages, which have fluctuated over the seasons but never diminished the threat he poses when it counts most. Looking at his recent numbers, it's clear that Tescar brings a blend of reliability and explosiveness to the Dodgers. While his batting average this past season may not have been the highest, his impact in critical situations remains undeniable. Dodgers analysts point out that his power and ability to perform under pressure are qualities that cannot be easily replaced. Moreover, discussions about his role for the upcoming season suggest that there could be adjustments, potentially shifting him to left field to optimize team dynamics. Even with these potential changes, Hernandez's skill set, particularly in fielding and offensive contributions, makes him a tough player for the Dodgers to part with. Any trade would require significant return value, a challenge in itself given the Dodgers' depth and the strategic leverage they hold over potential suitors. One of the most talked about potential destinations has been the Kansas City Royals, who are reportedly interested in acquiring a player of Tescar's caliber. However, this raises important questions about the nature of any deal. For the Dodgers, it would not simply be about offloading a talented outfielder. It would involve securing prospects or established players that align with the team's long-term vision. Royals management would have to consider what they are willing to give up, particularly as they navigate their own rebuilding phase while trying to remain competitive. The Dodgers' position in these negotiations is strong, given that they retain control over a player with proven power and defensive reliability. While fielding can be addressed by acquiring other talent, replicating Hernandez's combination of offensive production and clutch performance is a formidable task. Considering Tescar's history, his contributions extend beyond just recent statistics. Over the past few seasons, his batting averages have demonstrated consistency, with numbers hovering in the mid to high .270s and even touching the .290 mark in peak seasons. This level of performance, combined with his positive defensive runs saved in recent campaigns, highlights why any trade involving him is complex. Dodgers executives understand that while there may be fear of regression, Tescar's ceiling and proven track record make him an asset worth considerable investment, whether that investment is in keeping him or negotiating for a return that strengthens the team in multiple areas. Analysts often point out that timing is critical. Any decision to trade must consider the potential decline in value versus the immediate return, a balance that requires both strategic foresight and calculated risk-taking. The conversation extends beyond just Tescar, of course, as the Dodgers have other players generating trade interest. Veterans like Tyler Glasnow have also been mentioned in rumors, though the primary focus remains on how the team can structure its roster for maximum effectiveness. The Dodgers' farm system and pipeline of talent provide additional flexibility, allowing the front office to consider trades that bring in younger starters or key position players to complement the existing lineup. These considerations are part of a larger strategy aimed at sustaining competitiveness while adapting to the shifting dynamics of the league. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts has weighed in on these discussions, providing insights into both player versatility and positional adjustments. He noted that while certain defensive shifts, such as moving a player to left field, are possible, the overarching goal is to ensure that offensive firepower is not compromised. In scenarios where Tescar might move to a different position, his offensive contributions remain central to the team's success. The Dodgers' leadership appears to be carefully balancing the desire to maintain a winning roster with the opportunity to leverage player value in negotiations. This balancing act is further complicated by the Royals' own roster structure, which includes top prospects and young talent that could be enticing to the Dodgers if the right pieces are offered. As trade speculation intensifies, the focus remains on evaluating the cost and benefit of any potential move. Would the Dodgers be willing to part with Tescar for a combination of prospects and established players that strengthen both the present and future of the team? Could a blockbuster deal involving multiple assets provide the Dodgers with sufficient upside while ensuring the lineup remains formidable? These questions dominate conversations among fans, analysts, and the organization alike. The reality is that any move must consider the nuances of performance metrics, player contracts, positional depth, and the broader competitive landscape of Major League Baseball. Even with all the uncertainty, one thing is clear. Tescar Hernandez is more than just a player. He is a pivotal element in the Dodgers' strategy. His ability to influence games at critical moments, combined with his track record of consistent offensive production, makes him a unique and highly valuable asset. Fans and analysts alike continue to debate the merits of keeping him versus exploring trade opportunities. But it is evident that any decision will have significant implications for the team's short-term success and long-term positioning. The Dodgers have leverage in negotiations, depth in their roster, and a clear vision of what they want to achieve, but translating that into action requires careful evaluation, timing, and foresight. The scenario becomes even more intriguing when considering the Royals' position in the potential deal. As a team in transition, they are seeking to integrate both veteran presence and emerging talent, making them a potentially suitable trade partner, but also one that must weigh the cost of giving up top prospects or future stars. The Dodgers, with their eye on maintaining dominance, are well aware of this dynamic, and the discussions surrounding Tescar reflect both strategic thinking and the complexity of managing a high-performing roster. As the trade market continues to evolve, every report, rumor, and insider insight contributes to a growing narrative about what might happen next, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. As the Dodgers navigate this whirlwind of rumors and potential moves, the spotlight on Tescar Hernandez grows even brighter. His combination of power, clutch performance, and positional versatility places him at the center of strategic discussions, not just internally, but across Major League Baseball. Every swing, every defensive play, and every season milestone adds to the evaluation of his value. Analysts and fans alike are dissecting his numbers, looking at batting averages over multiple years, home run totals, and defensive metrics to gauge how his presence impacts the team on both sides of the ball. While some may point to fluctuations in his batting statistics as a potential weakness, the consistency of his high-leverage performances underscores why the Dodgers see him as indispensable. His ability to rise to the occasion during pivotal games is a trait that cannot easily be replicated, and that alone gives the organization considerable leverage in any negotiation scenario. The idea of a trade involving Tescar is complicated further by the Dodgers' depth in the outfield and their overall approach to roster management. While they possess young talent ready to step into everyday roles, replacing a player of Hernandez's caliber is no simple task. The Dodgers have invested not only financially, but also strategically, planning for multiple seasons ahead. This includes considering how any trade would affect team chemistry, lineup balance, and long-term competitiveness. Even if a deal were to bring in a promising young starter or a high-upside prospect from the Royals, there is no guarantee that the immediate offensive firepower Hernandez provides could be matched. This delicate balance is why internal conversations emphasize patience and careful analysis, ensuring that any decision made is fully aligned with the team's championship ambitions. One of the key challenges in these discussions revolves around projecting future performance. While Tescar has delivered impressive statistics over the past few seasons, there is always a level of uncertainty when forecasting a player's trajectory. Regression, injuries, and adjustments by opposing pitchers can all influence outcomes. Despite this, the Dodgers appear confident in his ability to continue contributing at a high level. His offensive toolkit, combining power, discipline, and situational hitting, remains a core asset. Meanwhile, defensive metrics show that while he may not be the flashiest outfielder, his range and overall contribution in the field are significant. Positive defensive runs saved in recent seasons demonstrate that he is not just a bat in the lineup, but a complete player whose presence strengthens the team on multiple fronts. When evaluating potential trade partners like the Kansas City Royals, it becomes evident that the negotiations would require both sides to carefully weigh their respective goals. The Royals are a team in transition, blending a desire to remain competitive with the need to cultivate younger talent. Acquiring a player like Hernandez could provide immediate impact, adding power and experience to a lineup in need of both. However, they would likely need to part with some of their top prospects or high-upside younger players, creating a significant cost that may not align with their long-term strategy. The Dodgers, on the other hand, hold the upper hand in these discussions. They have control over a high-value player, understand the leverage they possess, and can set the terms for any potential deal. This balance of power ensures that the Dodgers remain in a favorable position, able to extract maximum value should a trade scenario materialize. Adding to the complexity are other players generating trade interest, such as Tyler Glasnow, whose situation could intersect with any Hernandez discussions. The Dodgers' rotation, bullpen, and positional depth are all under careful review, and any major moves require coordination across multiple areas. Bringing in young starters or position players from other organizations could bolster future seasons, but the immediate impact on the current roster must also be considered. In this sense, the Dodgers' strategy appears multi-layered. Maintain championship contention while simultaneously leveraging their assets to maximize long-term potential. Every decision is a balancing act, weighing present success against future opportunities, and Hernandez sits at the intersection of these considerations. From a fan's perspective, the uncertainty fuels excitement and debate. Social media and fan forums are abuzz with hypothetical scenarios, with supporters weighing the pros and cons of keeping Hernandez versus exploring a blockbuster trade. Questions about positional shifts, lineup construction, and the potential return in terms of prospects or established players dominate conversations. Dodgers enthusiasts understand that while Hernandez's presence is vital, baseball is a business, and trades are a reality that can reshape a team's trajectory. The tension between wanting to retain a proven slugger and exploring opportunities to strengthen multiple areas is palpable, and it reflects the complexity of modern roster management at the highest level of professional baseball. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Breaking news is sending shockwaves through the baseball world. The Los Angeles Dodgers are reportedly making waves with a surprising roster move that has fans and analysts buzzing. Sources close to the team suggest that the Dodgers have signed none other than slugger Juan Soto, one of the game's most electrifying young talents. The rumor, still unofficial, has ignited speculation about the team's intentions for the season and how this acquisition could reshape the Dodgers lineup. Soto, known for his remarkable combination of power, discipline, and clutch hitting, would instantly become one of the marquee faces of a team already stacked with talent. Imagine the potential impact in key situations, the lineup protection he offers, and the excitement he would bring to a fan base always hungry for headline-grabbing talent. But as is often the case with blockbuster moves, the question looms, what did the Dodgers give up to make this happen? The whispers around the league suggest that this could involve some tough decisions, including releasing a veteran player to make room on the roster. While the identity of the veteran hasn't been officially confirmed, insiders hint that a longtime contributor may be the unexpected casualty of this daring maneuver. The Dodgers, always strategic in their moves, seem to be signaling that they're not content with the status quo. Bringing in a superstar like Soto could indicate a renewed sense of urgency and ambition. Fans are already speculating how this could affect the dynamics in the clubhouse and the batting order. Would Soto step seamlessly into a leadership role, or would this be a shakeup that sends ripples across the team's chemistry? Social media is ablaze with reactions, from excitement to disbelief, as supporters and critics alike debate the wisdom of this rumored signing. While nothing has been officially announced, the buzz surrounding the Dodgers is undeniable. If this rumor proves true, the team is not just making a statement. They're redefining expectations for what a championship-caliber roster looks like. The baseball world will be watching closely, eagerly anticipating confirmation, and ready to witness what could be one of the most talked-about moves of the year. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.